Nestled on the border of Lancashire and Yorkshire, Barnoldswick, known affectionately as Barlick, is a market town with a proud history and a close-knit community. Once thriving with the hum of mills and weaving sheds, the town has carried its heritage into the present day while remaining surrounded by the wild beauty of the Pennine Hills. But Barnoldswick isn't just a place of industry and countryside charm, it also has its share of mysteries. Strange lights in the sky over the moors and unusual stories whispered through the town have made it a hotspot for those interested in the unexplained. One man who has dedicated years of studying these accounts is local UFO researcher Nicholson, with a passion for uncovering the truth behind aerial phenomena in the region. Lee has investigated sightings across Barnoldswick and beyond, gathering testimonies, evidence and theories that challenge what we think we know about the skies above us.
My mum and dad told me about a local builder, Mel Ford, who'd been seeing UFOs apparently, so I thought, well, I've got to go and speak to this guy. So they made arrangements, and I mean, he literally lives just 5 minutes up the hill from here, 5-minute walk. So I went round and we started speaking to him about it. And I mean, I went multiple times over about 3 years, and I was taking notes and records, and I put together this, which is my report on it, you know, which I'm so glad I did, because if I didn't have all this written down, I'd be trying to remember it, you know what I mean? Mel's passed away now, a few years ago, so his wife's still alive, Helen. So it started on the 24th of December, 94, and the whole family were up there. So it's Melvin and his wife, Helen, and he has two sons, John and Andrew. So I think at that time, they were probably about 18, 19, something like that. They both had girlfriends. So there were 6 people up at the house, having a Sunday lunch, if you will. Obviously, it'd have been dark. I don't know if I have the time, actually. But it was later in the evening. And they noticed orange lights. Now, these are the classic sort of, used to call them amber gamblers, didn't they? Or, you know, but it's what Paul Sinclair's seen on the East Coast. And it's these orange spheres. And there were 2 or 3 of them. Up where they live is on Ben Lane. It's on the outskirts of town, really. And just next to it is Rolls-Royce sports field, because we have 2 Rolls-Royce plants in Barnoldswick, which may be relevant, or may not, I don't know. They're not doing sensitive work, but they do make, you know, aerospace stuff. So they're watching these orange spheres manoeuvring around, disappearing and reappearing in different parts of the sky, and they all just came to watch because they were just like, what the hell's this? And they took pictures, which didn't come out, unfortunately. I've seen the pictures, but it's just blurry. So at some point, all these disappeared, and what they said is that it was replaced by 2 greeny white lights, with the left one slightly higher than the right, and it did this kind of movement. They sort of lined up and did this kind of movement. I think it just vanished. The whole thing lasted about 15 minutes. It upset the dog. And it was about half an hour, actually. And what happened at that just kicked off what Mel later described to me in an interview as 6 months of hell, is how he described it, because there was a lot of fear involved with all this as well, you know. So that was the first thing. And I mean, usually people see something and that's all you do get, but in this instance it was, you know, almost like a haunting or something like that, because the phenomenon, whatever it is, seemed to focus on them after that. And what happened next was Mel's oldest son, John, I've got, maybe this was March, this was 2 or 3 months later, but I think it had been happening a few times. He kept waking up with like sleep paralysis, if you will, so he was waking up paralysed. But there was bright lights in the room. I think at first he didn't really dare open his eyes, but it was like someone was shining a torch in his face and he couldn't move. And he was telling his dad about this and his mum, and they didn't really believe him, to be honest. You know, it's that familiar thing. They just it's just a nightmare. Or I think his grandma had died recently, and they said, oh well, maybe it's your mum or something like that, your grandma. And he said, I don't think it's grandma, because there's shining torches in my eyes, you know. And then on I think the second or third time this happened, he did the classic thing. He went and told his mum and dad, and I mean, he's not a little kid at this age. He's sort of 19, 20, 18, 19. Like, what's just happened? And they went in, and he said he had 2 pillows, and these pillows were drenched through with sweat, essentially. So it suggests that whatever happened, it happened in the room, and he was there, terrified, for quite a bit of time to produce so much liquid, you know what I mean? Anyway, Mel, they were intrigued, but they were just didn't know what to make of it, essentially. So what happened after that was it happened to Mel, and he woke up. I think this was in March or April. He woke up much the same. Now in the bedroom they had, there's a street light on the lane, and it gives some ambient light for the whole, like we all have a bit of ambient light in the bedroom at night if you wake up. On this occasion he woke up and he said it was absolutely pitch black. He'd never known anything like it. And he couldn't move, he was paralysed, and there were 2, what he described as eyes, about 5 or 10 pence piece size, about this far apart, reddy orange. And he said the bed was quite high, and these were just maybe about 4 foot off the ground. It was really interesting. He couldn't move, couldn't do anything, but he managed to sort of say, Helen, to his wife, sort of, and nudge her a little bit. And at one point she did wake up, responded, and she turned the light on. Nothing there, nothing to be seen. At the end of the first year, 3rd of December, 95. And it was a Friday night, so Mel had been out on his own. He'd had a few, and I mean, people can argue, well, they were drunk, so, he must have. But whoever hallucinates off being drunk, let's face it. So,
not many.
No. So, he's walking home, same way. He says he prefers that way because it's a bit darker the other way, walking down the lane at night. So he's walking that way, and when you get to the top of this hill here, there's a canal. You cross the canal on the bridge, and then there's a bus stop on your right. And beyond that is the junction to Ben Lane, which is where Mel lives. And as he got to this bus stop, he stopped because he saw a little being, essentially. And it was stood, very specifically, he said it was stood on the grass. It wasn't on the road, it was on the grass. And what he said first of all was, I mean, he was quite tall, was Mel, not giant, but 6 foot, something like that. And he said he just had the impression that a woman walked past him, but she was taller than he was. This is about 12 o'clock at night, half 12 at night, something like that. There is Rose Social Club there, so there could have been somebody walking past. But to be taller than him. Anyway, he didn't think anything of that. And then he spotted this being. And the way he described it was, as I said, it was on the grass, it wasn't on the road. It was about 4 foot tall. It was wearing a robe, a hooded robe. It had its hands together like that. And its hands were hidden in its sleeves, if you will. It had its hands in its sleeves. And he had the impression that he thought it was carrying something, so almost as if it was a bit bulked out there at the front. And the robe covered its feet, couldn't see any feet. He had a pointed chin, pale face, and big black eyes. He said, and he just sort of stopped looking at this thing, and he's thinking, do I run? Do I run away or what? And he said to me, you can't, it's not like a human face, you can't get any emotional interpretation off a face like that. And he sort of cocked its head at him, and then it continued, and he said it went round the corner before he did. So it sort of continued and went into the darkness of the lane. He can't particularly remember anything else after that. Can't remember getting home. But when he was telling me this story, Helen did say to him, she said, well, you were late that night. Friday night out, he's probably home about half, pub shuts, he's home about 12:30. This was more like 1 or half 1.
We make our way over to one of the town's oldest and most atmospheric landmarks, the Church of St Mary le Gill. Dating back to the 16th century, this church stood watch over the area for centuries, its stone walls carrying the weight of history, faith and folklore. But alongside its beauty and heritage, St Mary's is also tied to a number of strange accounts, From reports of ghostly figures moving quietly through the graveyard at night to unsettling experiences of visitors who claim to feel watched or followed. The churchyard has long been regarded as a place where the boundary between the living and the dead feels thin. Some even believe the surrounding land holds deeper, older energies woven into the fabric of old Barnoldswick's past. It's here, among the ancient gravestones and quiet woodland paths, that we continue our journey, searching for the stories and the spirits that refuse to be forgotten.
As I was walking to the left towards the gates, could hear some noises. We'd walked through, me and Rachel.
Right.
Trevor made this strange noise, so we both turned round to find out what was going on, and he was sort of grabbing his back. He said, I feel like I've just been pulled, and this pain was getting intense. Next minute he's dropped to one knee on the floor. He goes, it's agony. So I don't know what's going on. He said, it feels like they don't want him to leave. He was being held back.
Almost being pulled back.
He was out the gates at that point, so we had to walk back in. I was just trying to sense anything nasty around him or anything like that, but I couldn't. So I just put my hand on him and just open it and calm him down a bit. And it did ease off, so he managed to stand up. He tried to get through the gates and he was alright after that. But as I was walking down the lane, he said, I feel really different. So I feel like I could jog. I feel like I could want to go for a run. I thought, that's really weird, because usually if you've got someone attached to you or something, you're drained, aren't you?
Yes,
But he had the opposite effect. And he was getting all giddy and sort of like jumping, and he was right, because all through the day when we'd had a day out going for walks, he was like yards behind us, and now he's sort of like this on our shoulders, going, come on, let's faster, and
right.
So it's just really strange. But half a mile, I think it just started to drain. He just started to feel a bit more himself. I think he was quite disappointed. Don't know what that was.
Oh, strange place.
Yeah.
So, and then you had something else happening over at the back over in the golf course around that area.
Yeah, there's like a long stretch of trees on the edge of the golf course, and then you've got like a couple of bundles. And I was telling them that I used to walk through there at night collecting golf balls from there. Because when I had a load, I'd stick little eyes on there and put them on the camera. But I was going along there, and it always has an eerie feeling. So I always had my earpieces in, I listened to music, you always felt
right, yeah.
So I thought, I'll take them there, but it's more active there. And they saw a shadow in one of the group of trees. I thought, I want to try something here. So I didn't tell them that I was going to try, but it's something that's happened a few years ago when I was in the park. This medium woman was saying there was someone stood next to me because of the radio. I thought, I'm going to try and get some energy together and see if it'll interact a bit more. Good off. It just scuppered. But I'm not telling her what I just did there. It just disappeared.
Yeah.
And I haven't had the chance to try that again until we was over there. And Heather was just shaking in sweats every time we saw this shadow, and then they'd be alright. A few minutes later, he goes, I think it's gone. And then it'll come back, he goes, there it is, and he's sweating and shaking. And that's when I said to him, let me try something. And I thought, no, I'm going to get a chance to do this. So I didn't tell him. So I'm trying to focus, but I really want to see what's going on as well, because I couldn't see this shadow figure that he could see. So I tried this thing, and that's it's run off. It's just done a leapfrog.
Yeah.
So it just sort of bounced off into the next cluster of trees, and then it bounced off, and I thought, I did it once. I didn't tell him what I did because I thought he was bringing it closer. Just wanted to try something out. I'm sorry, but yeah. And then that's when we came into the graveyard, sat on the bench for a bit, felt calm, and then we walked out.
Right, and that's when that happened to him. Do you think it was whatever this was? Do you think it was that what was dragging him back?
The thing, it ran off really.
Right.
It was in one cluster. I'll show you. It was one cluster. Then it went into this other little one, and then it went into the big stretch of trees that sort of lines the golf the golf course. And then I think it just knocked away.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It didn't feel. I didn't feel anything. Didn't
you didn't see it?
I couldn't see it.
Right.
And I didn't sense anything there either. So I don't think it was nasty. You would feel that quite quick,
I think sometimes when it's something nasty and you're in a group, usually everyone else picks it up, don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we're going to head over that way anyway, so we'll see if anything happens while we're here tonight.
Fingers crossed.
I hope so.
I won't show it away this time.
It'll be good for at least one of us to see.
Yeah.
It.
Oh, I hope that. I hope to see it this time.
And I'm hoping it's me.
No, me. I want to see it.
Yeah, we'll get down there.
Yeah.
Can you see okay?
Yeah.
I'm not sure where we should be going here. I'm hoping we are going the right way.
I can see it's all the way through the trees.
Where are you looking?
Straight ahead.
Well, they're on the other side, aren't they? But how do we get to that other side?
Maybe it's the way I suggested.
Well, this is the path down here. This is where the steps are.
You're going to have to pull me up this bit.
Pull you up?
Yeah. I haven't got trainers on.
I can't even pass you. Have you got me?
Yeah.
What's that? Another big step here. And keep going. Like that. It's a good job. I didn't have my shorts on. Yeah. No wrong golf course.
Yeah.
It's all there in the sky. We're actually on a flight path as well.
Oh, really? Bradford won't it?
Yeah. We're doing that.
back.
Oh, good.
You know what I ordered?
Crawling in there.
You know this is too small now.
Yeah.
So I ordered 2 more of what I thought was a bigger size. No, same size.
So you got. So how many have you got of these bags down?
3 of these. So I'll have to try and find. He's not. They're not on my back. I'm used to having it around my waist, are you?
So where we stood?
Along here, this is the first cluster of trees that the shadow was seen. He was stood around here and then that's when you started feeling it. So he was walking around and you can spot it flashing through the trees there. And then a few more times. And then when I said, oh, let me try something. So he was stood like this trying to sense it again.
Yeah.
And then it leaped over to that.
To them trees over there.
Yeah. And then I'd probably say about 20 seconds later, he's saying, it's gone over there. And that's
So he saw it moving across
he saw it
the golf course.
jumping weirdly over to that and then to that. That has a weird feel to it as well, all along there.
Can you just put the main thought there?
So where's the tower from here, the mast? It's over there, isn't it?
It's through those trees there.
Yeah.
And then there's like a hill. I used to walk through that. I didn't know about encounters.
That's where we walked last time, wasn't it, Cooch?
Yeah.
Oh, so it's a public right of way as well, is it?
Yeah.
Because sometimes they don't like going over golf courses.
Yeah, carefully though. It's not that far to the little gate with that hill. That hill.
Yeah. So we're on the Lancashire Way.
Is that the nicest stuff today?
Yeah, it will be up there, yeah. So this is where the UFO was seen from the land down there where that farm was.
Yeah, I used to walk all along here.
Yeah.
I had to change my route from work, that's why I had to do it this way, because I kept bumping into this weirdo and I thought, he's really creeping me out, so I added another 2 miles to my journey home.
Wow.
But do you know what? Got a load of golf balls out of there.
Yeah.
But I think when I used to get along here, as soon as I stepped in there, it just feels like weird energy.
Yeah.
So I'd stick my ears in, listen to my music, and yeah, I'll be up and down.
It's strange what woods do, you know, like you pick up feelings in different woods.
I love woods.
Yeah, I do, yeah.
So when I saw your advert, I thought,
Oh yeah.
good chance of me not getting lost.
Especially in there because it's massive. We're not going anywhere from here, are we? I think we're better off going in and standing around seeing if anything happens.
Yeah.
Bloody hell.
It looked like a giant spider coming down there with all those eyes lit up.
Yeah. Spider.
There's not even feeling the hygiene here.
There's no feeling.
Anyway, I was there to step in front so you could cushion your landing. You just turn this one.
Yeah, let's turn
We
over.
should find somewhere where there's not likely to be any ticks and have a pew. Yeah. Just listen, sit in the dark.
I thought, yeah, we could just stand around, couldn't we? And let's see if anything happens. I'll turn the lights off. Well, the story you heard a bit ago, where we were in the graveyard, she was talking about a friend Trevor, who would come over to the area where he had an experience where he saw this shadow entity, like sort of bouncing from there's trees that are in front of me going across the ground, going across this golf course to another set of trees on my left. We're walking around this area to see whether anything is going to happen tonight. There's not much of a fearful energy around here. You know, it just feels normal. But they did say that night that it was only Trevor who picked this thing up, and he saw it. Like sort of bouncing across the golf course and heading towards some trees where we were hanging around at the moment. We're just in that tree, within the tree line. I can hear a road nearby. The skies are very clear tonight, and it's a very warm evening. But I've just left the rest of them in the trees over in front of me while I'm coming out here. I can actually see them with a torch on over there. But I thought I'd come to this area where we first saw this shadow entity that seemed to be bouncing within the tree line, and then it came out of the tree line and bounced across the golf course and headed over towards the tree line where we are staying in. I'm not using my usual camera tonight. I'm just using another camera that I've got, and I've got a new light for it, an IR light, and that's why I'm lit up. It's facing me sort of thing, and it's a bit bright in my eyes at the moment because it's pitch black here. But it's not good for my eyes because I can't really see that much in front of me with the light while I'm talking to you. I try to think of the best way of putting it, which may be about here, really. Now, saying that, I can't really see in front of me that much. I can see to my left a bit. You know, and I'm looking across the field to see whether there's any dark movements moving around. There's nothing. But again, the sky is that clear. I can actually see the stars up there. A brilliant spot for a sky watch, actually, yeah. But it's great coming out to places like this, you know, like where people have actually experienced something and come in over to see whether we pick up anything while we're here. It's not often that we do, but we have been to places sometimes when people have had experiences and things have happened and we've picked up things, and it's been quite interesting. And that's what I'm hoping for tonight. So we're going to stay here a bit longer, and I'll have the cameras rolling and I'll be just moving it around because with the infrared we'll be able to turn all the lights off and just have it facing out towards this field that I'm stood on, and towards keep moving it around the tree line and going in the trees itself. But it's an interesting place because there's an article online on the media map, and you hear that owl flying over. It probably can pick up this light. I just hope it don't come swooping down at me. That's gone now. But yeah, there's an article with Lee Nicholson where he wrote about an investigation he did around this area where a farmer just not far from here where he lives could see a light up on the hill around here, and he started having like almost poltergeist activity in his home, which is so I thought I heard something and that's why I went quiet. I can't see much. But yeah, it's quite a good article. We'll put it in the description below this, the link to this article. And he is on my channel, Lee Nicholson's on my channel where I'm interviewing him while he's talking about what's happening around here, which I'll put that link in as well so people can like re-watch that or watch that if you've not seen it, because that's the area we're in tonight. Very interesting area. The locals call it Barlick. It's Barnoldswick is the name of the town. So we're on the moorland around it in the Gold Coast. But it's so clear. I can't get over that sky tonight. And I've not brought my psionics, so I can't really look, but I don't think we need it. You know, just looking up. So how many stars there are. You can see Orion's belt really, really clear. But yeah, I'll go and make my way to the woods now where the rest of the crew are. And see what we're doing. See whether we're coming out into the field or staying in the wooded bit. I don't know. Well, nothing's happened tonight. We've not seen anything, but we're heading back now. We're on a path going back to the car. Been a good night. Quite enjoying myself. It was good. We've been over here in Barlick. We met up with Lee Nicholson and Victoria Morris. They came out and spent a bit of time with us tonight around the church. It's always good seeing them out and about. I think it's been over 12 months the last time we saw them. But yeah, we're heading our way back to the car. The rest of them are way in front. I'm just walking slowly along this path. And I just want to say thanks for everyone coming along and joining in this adventure tonight. It's been quite good. Walking past some hawthorns and the scraping on top of my head. But we're near the car now, and I'll say see you now and see you on the next one actually. Bye bye for now.